in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you'd like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like a free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And we're on, and hopefully you are as well. And we have a sunny day and also possibly a little bit of a rainy day at the end of the day, but this is Michigan. And it's a wonderful state, despite all our bickering and lancing and all, but we shall survive, as they say. The program is intended to help seniors, or as I like to say, seasoned citizens. I hate when people say old. It sounds so old. And I truly believe in that great saying that you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. I am proud to announce that I regard myself as very well seasoned. I am 84 years old and say that not for sympathy. I say that I am proud that at 84 I feel really that I'm about 60 years younger, which is quite a challenge, especially when I get on the tennis court, which I try to do still and enjoy. And we've got so many great opportunities, especially now, as we age, to take care of ourselves. I wish I could get them as a sponsor, but because they've got such a great concept. Are you aware that Planet Fitness just charges you $10 a month? And you got all the equipment that you'll ever plan on ever trying or using. And the people are friendly and all, and they've got them all over the country. The worst thing as you age is to try to duplicate exactly what you did before in those earlier years. And I strongly believe and practice that. I am a proud member of the Rotary Club and the Optimist Club, and we have an Entrepreneurs Network group that I started about 50 years ago, so that if you are looking to earn some extra income, believe it or not, you can make as much money now from your home if you learn to be a little bit more receptive with the internet and all than you could in days of old where you worked from 7 in the morning till midnight. I'm not trying to make light of it. The internet has got its place. There are a lot of things, and if you're not computer savvy, that's okay, because there is still a telephone. But it's great if you get involved in both. My toll-free number that I try to give out as frequently as possible is 888-489-8980. That's 888-489-8980. And the reason I give that number out is because I am very happy to share my experiences, since I'm actually, as I like to say, not retired, refired pharmacist. I still do consulting for senior citizens in retirement homes, and I work with pharmacies throughout the country, assisting them in the special needs that seniors need. One thing that I want you to remember in terms of prescription drugs, if you are diagnosed properly, you can actually live as great a life as is possible, because if you are properly diagnosed and take your medications properly, there is no reason that you should really not be able to do things that you'd like to do. You have to do them a little more slowly. I'm reminded of George Burns, who had a great line. He said, I'm getting to that point in life now that when I bend down, I see what else I can do while I'm down there. You got to be creative. So call 888-489-8980 if you're sort of down and out and not quite sure exactly how to proceed. I'd be more than happy to work with you. And also give you some suggestions of how we can maybe meet in person. There's a great organization that's in Farmington Hills, a 12-mile just west of Middlebelt, called SOAR, S-O-A-R. I actually was there just last Tuesday, and it was so much fun to be surrounded by upbeat seniors. Don't hang out with losers. Only thing a loser can do for you is make you a better loser. You want to stick around upbeat people. Join the Rotary Club, the Optimist Club. Please call me at any time at 888-489-8980. I believe I belong to the West Bloomfield Rotary and West and also Optimist Club, because I live there. But wherever you live, I guarantee you there is a nearby Rotary or Optimist Club, and I get brownie points for whoever I recruit to become a member. You can be a guest for a few times, and then the fees to belong are very nominal. And you're surrounded by positive, giving-type people. You know, there's an old saying that giving is better than receiving, and the truth of it is that receiving is necessary before you can give. And if you want to be able to give, you have to have people that are experts in how you can handle your money. And what's really exciting, and I'm pleased to share with you, is I've got a great friend, Alfred Bernstein, who is actually a financial planner, all-around good guy, and is a strong believer in what I just said about taking care of yourself. We hear about all these financial planning programs and what have you, and now with the internet, you can actually be your own financial planner. That doesn't mean you don't have outside advice as well, and why not consider the best of both worlds? You do your programs yourself, and whenever you need some additional help, you give a call to 888-489-8980, and I'll put you in touch with Alfred Bernstein. And because he's been around the block, so to speak, and has done very well in the financial world and helped a lot of people in the process, he's got a new program of how you indeed, as a old saying goes, that God helps those that help themselves. Well, when it comes to handling your money, why don't you consider handling it yourself with some additional help whenever it's necessary? And I am really pleased to have the opportunity to have you here, Mr. Alfred Bernstein, in person today. Hello, Mr. Bernstein. Are you there?
Good morning, Ike. How are you doing? It's a pretty day here in Michigan.
Yes. Well, that's great. As you know, in the entrepreneurial world, we have the 60-second elevator pitch, as we call it, because I guess it started off that when you get on an elevator, many times it takes at least 60 seconds before you get to the appropriate floor. And you've got a room full of people, or an elevator full of people, so to speak. So why don't you give us your 60-second elevator pitch, Mr. Alfred Bernstein? Go for it.
Okay. Well, I'm in the safe money business. Have been since, for a number of over 20 years. I'm in the PNC Tower in Troy in Big Beaver in 75. And I've been working with an outfit that has had a financial program for CPAs and attorneys that would help them with their clients. And what these people have now done is make this thing available to individuals, and we're launching that across the United States. It's called RITA, R-I-T-A, and I can give you, how to get to the thing. But basically what it does is, and it'd be a perfect thing for children and grandchildren as a gift so they don't make the same mistakes that we have. So you go on this thing and you look at the instructions, okay? You try a free trial. You plug in a mutual fund of yours, and this thing will automatically, based on your preferences, score and rank this mutual fund versus everything else that's similar to it. So if there's 240 similar mutual funds, where does yours rank? And it will tell you where it ranks. And you can move your preferences around and all this good stuff in real time. You're not looking at a chart saying this is green and I'm going to go with the green one. No, you move things around and you try to figure it out yourself. So it's got a free trial. Read the instructions. And the thing to do after that is to get a discount brokerage account with any of the discount brokerages and do your own thing. So you can look at your 401k and see where things rank. You can do your own thing in a separate account. But this thing is called RITA. If you got a pencil and piece of paper, I want you to write this down. You can go there and share it with your family and your friends. So let's write this down, everybody. You ready?
Okay.
HTTPS, all little letters. HTTPS.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put the 2 dots. HTTPS, and then the 2 dots, and then those 2 forward slashes. They're kind of diagonal. You need to put 2 of them. HTTPS, 2 dots, 2 forward slashes. Remember, all this is in little letters. Say, S-A-Y, like, S-A-Y. Say RITA, R-I-T-A, SAYRITA.com. And you go there and you learn about it and you pass it along to people. And if you want to be your own financial advisor, there you have it.
Well,
I like it. I'm in the safe money business. What I do normally would be to do personal pensions and tax-free retirements. And I'll give you an example of one that I did lately. Fella comes to me. He's losing his home because he's had his wife die and he's in a terrible mess. He can't think straight. He says, I've got all this money, but I don't know how to turn it into a pension. So I sat down with him, took him to the bank, saved his house, moved the money, no taxes paid, put him in a personal pension. And I'm glad to say I did my good deed for the day by saving the man's home. And now he has money in a pension that will spew out money for the rest of his life. And I thought I did a good thing.
Yeah, that's a wonderful day. Well, like I mentioned before, if anyone is interested in actually the nitty-gritty, so to speak, please call our toll-free number 888-489-8980, and you can be in direct touch with Mr. Alfred Bernstein, who's been around for at least 20 years plus. And I know personally from people that speak very highly of his simple approach, and nothing can be better than being self-sufficient. And if you have younger people in your family, sons or granddaughters or daughters, then they truly want to help you, and you don't mind sharing your financial situation, so this way they have a better understanding. That would be a great way to go. You can save yourself a lot of money doing it yourself, and you also get involved in advising people on how they can improve their nest egg so they can have whatever eggs they have now, plus have some more eggs if they do it the right way with Alfred Bernstein. Mr. Bernstein, as always, it's been a pleasure. If we get any calls, we'll pass them along to you. You don't charge for that initial consultation, and if anyone calls just to find out more about your service, even if they don't get involved, I am going to make them a sweet deal. One of our sponsors is Ori Bakery. They've got all kinds of sweet goodies. So if you call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, and want to speak to Mr. Bernstein, I will give you a $10 gift certificate so you can have a sweet day and hopefully a profitable and sweet life. Thanks for calling in. We shall be in touch, sir. Don't go away out of your great location at Big Beaver, is it? And what's the cross street? Big Beaver and
75. And let me remind you of one. about aging, Ike. I don't want you to forget this. It's a matter of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
You got it. God bless. Have a good one. And don't go away, folks. We will be right back. I am really excited about a new sponsor, and that is Memory Health. These are vitamin capsules that you take 3 a day, and it improves your memory. Memory Health has been proven to be scientifically helpful for early stages of Alzheimer's. In fact, it has been claimed that it can even forestall Alzheimer's. Dr. Joel Kahn made this statement: in my more than 30 years of practicing medicine, no other product has ever come close to truly supporting brain health like Memory Health. It's a safe, natural supplement. If you need any more information, call 888-489-8980, 888-489-8980. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. And I can't tell you what a wonderful experience it is if you're in need of little gadgets as well. The Friends Hardware store in Royal Oak is just fantastic in terms of that homey feeling. I was listening this morning, and they were talking about the top retailers in the country, and Trader Joe's was right on the top. Why? Because when you walk into one of their stores, it's upbeat, lights are really bright, and since the show is titled Bright Side of Aging, I thought it's rather appropriate, and the help is friendly. Well, in all due respect with these big box stores, they've got friendly people. But it's not like going into Friends where they've got all kinds of devices to make your life easier in the home. And I'm working with them in terms of my personal needs, as well as actually they supply a lot of these remodeling companies that can retrofit your home. You know, as much as I promote the aspect of moving and being alive and what have you, there is no doubt as we age, we should modify our homes. When you analyze it, you really have about 3 choices in terms of your accommodations. You can stay where you are, you can move in with a relative, or you can consider going into an assisted living center or retirement home. And the truth of it is, there are so many options now that we didn't have before. But one that I encourage you strongly is that if you're physically able to stay in your home, look around you, and we have professional social workers and occupational therapists that can do a walkthrough. And quite frankly, I think anybody that's over 50 should consider that, you know, when you're living in that home for any length of time, you really forget what you don't have until, unfortunately, something of an accident occurs. So many situations end up being disastrous just because you didn't have a handrail. And it's inexcusable that if you've got stairs and walking in, or especially if you've got a basement, that you don't have handrails. Ideally, on each side, you shouldn't walk downstairs or upstairs without some additional support. There is nothing wrong with using additional support as you need it. So I am very proud to have as a sponsor House Calls on Wheels. And House Calls on Wheels, just as it implies, is like having your own team of people that can help you in your medical needs as well as your non-medical needs. And I'm very pleased about the way we put the organization together, because what it is that I oversee their activities. So if they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, I make sure that I bring in the appropriate people. So if you need any help in your home, 888-489-8980. We provide in-home physicians. We have doctors that are knowledgeable as you age. And as many of you may know, I'm a pharmacist. And I can tell you personally how many sad situations there are of people ending up in the hospital unnecessarily only because of the medications they're taking. One of my great achievements, and I've been honored by the American Association of Consultant Pharmacists, and this is now an organization that's got about 8,000 pharmacists all around the country who specialize in dealing with seniors. We've got great pharmacists in Michigan, no doubt. But based on how a lot of the medical field works, the pharmacists that are active behind that prescription counter many times do not really have the experience and knowledge that as people that are aged need. For example, there's a term called pharmacokinetic dosing. It means that you can take the same medication that a friend is taking that's helping them, but only because the dosage in their body is not adequate, doesn't work. We can help you identify what can work for you. As I like to say, God takes care of those that take care of themselves, and I look forward for the opportunity to be able to help you. All you got to do is call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. I have some other thoughts I'd like to share on our next visit, but right now I'd like to wrap it up with my favorite parting thought, which is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. Hi, Ike Engelbaum. One of my sponsors is Cofix Nasal Spray. You can spray the inside of your nose and almost have the same benefits as a mask. In fact, it's been so well proven that it's now on the market in drugstores. Cofix RX. Spray it in the nose. 45 seconds later, you have up to 8 hours like a shield inside your nose. It's been scientifically proven. I'm really excited about it. I use it anytime I go out in a huge crowd. If you need any more information, call 888-489-8980. 888-489-8980.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
And I hope you write that number down. Why don't you put it on your mirror? This way you can see it every day. I strongly encourage you to reach out to me because, quite frankly, I really just get a joy in helping people be self-sufficient, and not only health-wise, but also economy-wise. And the truth of it is, there are so many talented people now out there that can help you in the whole aspect of being your own boss. Our Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan.com website is under construction, so that's why I still like the fact that you can call me and speak to me at any time. And I don't mind sharing with you. I get calls from people who really are frustrated in what their current career path is, and they're not quite sure as to what to do. Well, my strong recommendation is figure out a way that you can be your own boss. Doesn't mean if you got a good paying job, don't leave it. But you can have the best of both worlds. It's actually very common practice, and I'm a perfect example of it myself. Although I was fortunate enough to get a pharmacy degree, I at one time worked 3 jobs before my partner and I started our own drugstore chain. We had 10 stores called Owl Drugs. And our motto was, we give a hoot about your health. We had a lot of fun. It was a fun ride. I now not only help pharmacists, but almost anyone that's interested in being their own boss. And I pride myself on practicing what I preach. And what is that, Ike? Well, I'm glad you asked. Is that I stick to my own lane, so to speak. And when I see talented people around me, I develop what's called an affiliate-type relationship. In other words, I put you in touch with people that really are proficient in that field, and we share in helping you be as successful as you can possibly be. And one of my real privileges is to be in touch with a real dynamo in the digital world, in the internet world, and actually is right on top of things, especially since we're living in such a high-tech world these days. You can't learn it all by yourself. You have to surround yourself with talented people. And one of the most talented people that I know, as far as all of this stuff that you hear about artificial intelligence and all of the other media outlets, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc., the man you should be in touch with is Mr. Rosh Sillars. As I like to joke with him, Sizzling Sillars. Hello, Mr. Rosh Sillars.
How you doing, Ike? Good to be here.
Great. As you know, our practice in the entrepreneur's world is when you introduce yourself, you should have a 60-second elevator pitch. So give us your 60-second elevator pitch, Mr. Rosh Sillars. Go for it.
Well, I am a digital entrepreneur. I work in many different areas, and I keep tabs on a lot of areas within the digital world. However, professionally, day to day, I work mostly focused on Google. For those who want to be found in search, who wish to be, advertising in front of the right people, that's what I focus on day to day. But, one of the things that helps me in that process is artificial intelligence, and we've used that for years. And one topic lately is ChatGPT, and we talked about it before, but, we can really dig in a little more, Ike, really talking about how, especially for the solopreneur, how this could be, you don't have to be so solo. You could actually have a partner that can help you through problems. Just happens to be digital.
Now, do you want to be more specific about that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'll give you an example. So, a lot of us are solopreneurs. We're entrepreneurs. We work by ourselves, and it can be rather lonely. And I'm not suggesting AI should be your new best friend, but in some ways it can be a good business partner with you where you can ask it questions, and it will pull from a world of information to help you find the answers or come up with creative ideas or new solutions. So the other day, I wanted to code something. A client asked me how to do it, and I wasn't quite sure how to do it. So I asked the AI, how do I do this? And it showed me exactly how to do it, and even created the code for me, and gave me some tips and suggestions. And then I asked it another question and said, I don't really know how to do that. I don't have it, but this is what you need to do. So it's not, quite often, it's not just a yes or no. I'll do things, and then it'll clean it up for me and make it nicer, or streamline it, or summarize things. Maybe you have a work document, and it's like, I don't want to read all. I just want to know the basics. Throw it in there, and it'll tell you in a couple sentences what the work document's all about. There are many, many different ways to use this system, and it's available free and not that expensive if you want to, get a little faster version.
If someone is interested in more information, how would you suggest they contact you?
If you're interested in OpenAI or ChatGPT, you can just type that in Google, or go to openai.com. That's one of them that I use. That's the one that's really popular right now. But if you're interested in talking to me, Rosh at rosh.media is a great way to go. Or just go to rosh.media at the website. You can connect more there, too.
And that's spelled R as in Roger? Go ahead.
Yeah. Nope. Rosh, R-O-S-H, at rosh.media, M-E-D-I-A.
Well, I like to play with words and letters, so it would be Rosh as actually R as in Robert, O as an opportunity, and Sillars is with an S, and and H is you're going to make them happy.
I can guarantee that, Ike.
Well, I've shared that with you before. In the Hebrew calendar, our major primary holiday is Rosh Hashanah, which is our New Year. And when you actually interpret the Hebrew, Rosh stands for head. So it's like head of the year. So you're head of the computer world.
I don't know about that, but
it's
always happy to lend my voice.
Can you share an experience of someone that you worked with as to what you made them happier?
Well, I mean, just in general, the digital world, we help find, clients and customers for people. That's our main job. And that tends to make them happy. And so they, getting found on Google through various means, through search, through, paid ads. There are many, many ways to be found on Google. And so we find the right approach for different clients, whether they're a retail or a B2B client. We have different approaches for each.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as industries are concerned, is there one that you have worked with more than others?
No, then that's a great question, Ike. And the main reason for that is you have the question, who do I put in first place? If I specialized in dentists, for example, well, which dentist is in first place? So I'm often give a side eye to the people who say I, especially in marketing, specialize in a specific area, because that means you're helping all of my competition too, and I don't like to do that. So I try to avoid the conflict.
Well,
so I specialize in Google to help all types of businesses.
And one of the things that I have seen you do, which I think is really the basics, and you talk about competition and all, as I have shared that over the years at our entrepreneur network meetings. And by the way, we do have in-person meetings now every other Wednesday night out in Troy at the Grand Tavern. It's right on Coolidge, south of Maple, if anyone is interested in the old-fashioned way rather than the digital way. Nothing beats human being to human being contact. We do that every other Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. If anyone is interested, by all means, call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, and I can put you in touch with Rosh. But you actually can help people. Everybody says, I got a web page. Well, if you brought up competition, the truth of it is, what you can do now, thanks to the internet world, is that you can benefit in pulling up the website of your competition, see what they have that you don't, and a guy like Rosh Sillars can give you a critique on what you have. And correct me if I'm wrong, and that is that now with the sophistication of the digital world, you can actually pull up what ranking you have. You mentioned search engine optimization. Do you want to make a remark about, as they say, SEO, search engine optimization?
Sure.
What is it?
Sure. So that's the organic portion of Google. There's a paid portion and there's organic, meaning you naturally find your place in the listing, and that's where you want to be, near the top, because people type into Google a problem and you want to be the solution. And so, yeah, we track rankings. We decide which keywords, what would people put in Google to find a service like mine that solves their problem. And so we would use keywords to figure out what that is, and we will follow those rankings. And we give monthly reports on what that is. There are a few different ways we base our success, but that is one of them. And it's important to know where you stand in Google's eyes to make sure that Google feels that your website has authority. And when you have good authoritative website, Google will reward you.
And if anyone is interested, it's simple. If you want to do it the way that I feel comfortable, is call 888-489-8980, or using the digital world, give out your contact information one more time before we take our break. Go ahead.
Sure thing. So you can contact me, Rosh, R-O-S-H, at rosh.media, or just go over to the website, rosh.media.
Wow, that's simple enough. You know, I have a series of Ikeisms, as I like to call them, and the key is you always want to be a leader in your field, and now with the digital world, and you surround yourself with talented people like Rosh, you can indeed be a leader. And there's the old Ikeism that I've used over the years, is that the business world and life is like a dog sled team, that if you ain't the lead dog, the view never changes. And with that bright thought, we're going to take a brief break, and we will be right back. Thanks for being on the air.
Of course.
For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. Hi, Ike Engelbaum. I am really excited about a new sponsor, and that is Memory Health. These are vitamin capsules that you take 3 a day, and it improves your memory. Memory Health has been proven to be scientifically helpful for early stages of Alzheimer's. In fact, it has been claimed that it can even forestall Alzheimer's. Dr. Joel Kahn made this statement: in my more than 30 years of practicing medicine, no other product has ever come close to truly supporting brain health like Memory Health. It's a safe, natural supplement. If you need any more information, call 888-489-8980, 888-489-8980. And I can't stress the value of being able to think sharply in both your personal and professional life. And I can honestly tell you, I myself take Memory Health capsules, and quite frankly, I feel it's made a tremendous difference in clarifying that sort of foggy brain. Now, the principle of Memory Health is so simple that you wonder why almost everybody is not aware of it. We hear all these ads about taking vitamins and minerals for your body and supplements and what have you. Well, we never really hear products that are specific for brain health. Talk about entrepreneurship. Ed Shahab, who started the company as a typical entrepreneur, when he saw his mother, who had Alzheimer's, unfortunately, in her case, it was really well established, so it didn't exactly make a huge difference in averting the Alzheimer's. It actually slowed down, though, the mental deterioration. Why? Because her brain was being supplemented by vitamins that are appropriate. There's lutein, carotene. These are vital. And something that Ed saw, that if it helped him, he wanted to get involved with it, and he actually formulated, scientifically proven, that like a lot of these, different products on the market, what is a shameful secret is that the vitamins and minerals and supplements that you see in most health food stores will never say that the FDA approved them. Actually, memory health has been scientifically proven, unlike the other products that are just sort of, as they say, experiential type examples. And the truth is, like all medications or all supplements, it's not for everybody, but after taking 3 capsules a day, at the end of 3 months, you will know whether this is indeed something that can help you not necessarily prevent all forms of dementia, but it can certainly help the brain cells that you have be stronger. Since the show is titled Entrepreneurs Network, I feel an obligation to share with you some thoughts that are very important, and I couldn't think of anyone better to draw from. And one of the gurus, so to speak, of entrepreneurship is Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy is a multimillionaire and is probably in the ranks of a Zig Ziglar. One of our members of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan is Matt Job, and he is the designated franchisee of Brian Tracy's programs. And Brian Tracy has got a program titled Focal Point, a proven system to simplify your life, double your productivity, and achieve all your goals. He has books available, and I'll be glad to send them to you. They're mostly like around $9.95. Call our toll-free number 888-489-8980, or better yet, you can join me at one of our network meetings that I am affiliated with Kevin Pappert and Josh Reditis, who are actually affiliates of another networking group. It's interesting if you read the papers or hear the news, how many major chains are combining their efforts. And it's true in the franchise world. You have under the same roof a Wendy's and a Tim Hortons, right? Why not team up? And we have got people that are giving and willing to share. The key is The old adage, teamwork, TEAM, which stands for Together Everyone Achieves More. If you want to be part of our team, call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. And I'll be glad to help you in crystallizing what your goals might be better than what you thought could be. One of the most frustrating things I run into is people that, number one, don't know what they really want to do. Well, we've got some simple self-assessment tests that I'll be glad to work with you on. My initial consultation is no charge. Then I work within your budget to mentor you in the direction that I feel you'd be most successful. There's no fancy-dancy contracts. They're just simple verbiage type of arrangements in writing, which is vital. No matter what you get involved with, whether it's a loan from a family member, have it in writing so that if things do work out, obviously there's not a problem. But if things don't work out and you don't have it written down, you end up not only creating ill will, but possibly losing connection with a relative. So number one is you have to decide what you want. And if you don't know what you really want, then how about starting with things that you don't want? And I'll be glad to help you in that area. I am pleased to tell you that I have hundreds of clients that I do consulting either on a monthly basis. Some just call whenever they run into a snag. And I work within your budget so that I sort of become your assistant in whatever venture you want to take. And I can't stress the importance, number one, is to do a self-assessment. In the business world, and since I have a drugstore background, the key was in having inventory that sells. So you got to know your inventory. What is your inventory? And we can help you identify that, hey, you really are one of these people that should be in the marketing area. Or if you've got a financial brain, you should consider that financial part of your talent. You have to identify your talent. I unfortunately would like to be a basketball star, but since I'm like 5'6.5", and I don't play basketball that well, it's not going to happen. So be realistic, and we can help you without, depressing you as to what area you want to be. But next to the talent identification is the one magic word. As David Letterman used to have the top 10, the top number one of being successful once you have a goal is passion. If you don't really love what you want to do, it ain't going to be a very happy ending. Unfortunately, I'm ending this segment because I've run out of time, but I'm not leaving without parting or sharing my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights.